15th August 2021. 73 years back, on this day, we gained independence. With years of persistent and hard work, our forefathers helped us attain freedom, the right to do what we ought to do. This is the heroic story of how we gained independence, a story all Indians are familiar with. Times have changed a lot. India is not what it used to be. It is a rapidly developing country with a lot of potential. But one factor still remains the same. Back then and even now, we are persistent and persevering. Despite a life threatening virus, we Indians will do anything to do what we want, or more appropriately, what we ought to. A proof of that is this assembly, which more than being a novelty is a duty and cannot be hindered even during these times. Thus, to all of you who have gathered for this assembly virtually, welcome to our rendition of the Independence Day celebrations, the Independence Day Special Assembly 2021. To start off this assembly, I invite Anand Arvind Pillai to welcome all with a welcome speech.
A warm good morning to all. The fragrance of flowers spreads only in one direction, but the goodness of a person spreads in all four directions. Respected Principal Father P.D. Joseph S.J., our Chief Guest, Rear Admiral Baburaj V.S.M., Principal of the CBC Section, Father Royal XSJ, members of the teaching and non-teaching staff, and dear fellow Loyalites. Amidst us, we have such an inspiring personality, Rear Admiral Baburaj, who has battled against all odds in his life and reached the pinnacle of success. After completing 10th standard at our school, he did his pre-degree course at Marivanis College. After that, he did his mechanical engineering at CET and then went to the Naval Academy. He has spent over 36 years of his life serving as an engineer officer in the Indian Navy. Undoubtedly, with his exemplary contribution to service, he is a living proof of humanity and exemplifies excellence. His selfless service to the nation as a Rear Admiral is noteworthy. We are very fortunate to have him with us this morning as our chief guest. We extend our affable welcome to you, dear sir. For the P.T. Joseph S.J., our principal, you are a leader. You show motherly love and fatherly confidence. Your endless care, guidance, and support show that you're a great leader. We are really blessed to have you as our principal. With a thankful heart, I welcome you, dear father. Now, it's my turn to extend a gracious welcome to our principal of a CBSE section for the Royal XSJ. Your sense of commitment makes us grow both mentally and spiritually. On this great morning, I welcome you, dear father. I take this opportunity to honor and welcome our dear teachers who chisel and shape our lives and makes us good citizens. Welcome, dear teachers. We treasure your love and concern. With immense pleasure, I welcome our dear parents. Behind the success of any endeavor are great people who do common work uncommonly well. Welcome non-teaching staff members. I also welcome our technical coordinator, Mr. Robin Joseph, who has been providing us with unlimited technical support. Last but not the least, yes, my dear friends, you're the gift of God, precious pulse of the society, and building blocks of the strong nation. Your cuteness, frankness, innocence, and discipline decorates this great institution. Welcome, dear brothers. Once again, I welcome you all. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you, Anand. The national flag is of immense importance and pride to us Indians. It is not only the representation of our freedom, but also the mark of our courage. To mark the independence of our country, India, our CBSE principal, Father Royal XSJ, will now hoist the flag.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलति तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जाहे तव शुभ आशीष माहे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you, Father. Rear Admiral C.S. Baburaj, also known as the Flag Officer, was a residential merit scholar at Loyola from 1977 to 1981. From Loyola School, he joined Mar Ivanios College, then the College of Engineering, Trivandrum. Having always been interested in technology, he later decided to continue his education through the Navy, thereby securing himself a spot in the armed forces. He was selected through the Services Selection Board at Bhopal and joined the Naval Academy, then at Cochin, in 1984 for the Naval Orientation course, after which he was transferred to INS Shivaji, a premier engineering training establishment of the Navy at Loyola, and joined the first batch of Naval Engineering course. During his expansive career spanning over 36 years in the Navy, he served as an engineering officer on board guided missile frigates Gomati and Betwa, Seaward Defense Boat C-56, Minesweeper Pondicherry, and the fleet tanker Jyoti. He is currently serving as the Assistant Chief of Material for Dockyards and Refit at the Naval Headquarters, New Delhi. For his exemplary services in the Navy, he was awarded the Vishishta Seva Medal, or VSM, which is one of the biggest accomplishments a member of the armed forces can achieve. It is indeed an honor to have you with us today, sir. I now invite our chief guest to give us the Independence Day message.
Good morning, Loyola boys. Heartiest felicitations to each of you on the occasion of the 75th Independence Day of our great country. I am Rear Admiral C.S. Baburaj, serving in the Indian Navy for the last 36 years and an alumnus of this beautiful school. Having graduated from Loyola School 40 years ago, I am extremely happy today to be able to speak to the present generation of Loyola boys. I am grateful to Principal Father P.T. Joseph and his staff for giving me this opportunity. As we usher in the 75th year of independence from British rule, we are much to be grateful to a generation of courageous freedom fighters who gave up everything they ever had in pursuit of the precious freedom that we all enjoy today. It took nearly a century of struggle against one of the most powerful empires in history for our nation, as we know today, to take birth at the stroke of midnight on the 15th of August 1947. The Indian independence movement is unique in world history for the large number of heroes that led it, the stories of courage, pride and sacrifice that spanned it, and the success it achieved in uniting a large swath of diverse geography and people. Today, we pay homage to the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, who showed us the power of non-violent struggle against the might of the British Empire. We also remember Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, who oversaw the transition of an enslaved people into the largest democracy in the world. At the same time, we must not forget the sacrifices of Sepoy Mangal Pandey of the 34th Bengal Native Infantry, who led his comrades in revolt against the British commanders. The young braveheart Shahid Bhagat Singh, who is still an inspiration for our youth, and that epitome of courage, Rani Lakshmi Bai of Jhansi, who refused to be cowed down by British, as also the countless others, both nameless and named, who was part of this greatest freedom movement in history. We are also grateful to many other statesmen like Maulana Azad, who exhorted virtues of religious harmony when it was most needed, the Iron Man Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, who was instrumental in unifying India like never before in history, and Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar, who ensured equal opportunities for the downtrodden as he crafted the longest constitution in the world, for laying the foundations for a progressive and prosperous nation. As we look back at the 74 years that passed by since our independence, we have must be proud of. We are today not only the world's largest democracy, but also the most vibrant. Over the years, India has been able to successfully adapt her governance to meet the aspirations of her citizens. We are today the sixth largest economy in the world. Our armed forces, the Army, the Navy, and the Air Force are among the best in the world, being counted in top 5 in every ranking. Nearly 75% of our people today are literate, a spectacular rise from just 12% at the time of independence. We have established excellent educational institutions like the Loyola School that consistently empower our youth to be not just responsible citizens of the country, but also best global ambassadors for India. Indian diaspora today is spread around the world, coveted for their skills and capability. Independence Day is also an apt time to reflect on the concepts of freedom and patriotism. Freedom is not just a concept for the nation. Freedom is the power and right to act, speak, or think as one wants as a citizen of a free country. It is the ability of every individual, organization, and the nation to act or change without constraints. While freedom celebrates individuality at all levels, and it promotes collective action for the common good at the national level. Needless to say, independence comes with tremendous responsibility, and hence duties as a citizen is not to be forgotten while enjoying fruits of your rights as a free individual. It is also a great responsibility to protect this freedom with all our might so that we don't ever have to live through the centuries of oppression that generations before us endured and a price for which we are still paying. Patriotism in our country is often associated with the armed forces, and it is not without good reason. Serving in the armed forces is perhaps among the most cherished dreams of patriotic Indians, and the services groom you to channelize your energies to do your best for the nation always and every time. At the same time, let me assure you that those not able to join the armed forces also have avenues to discharge their patriotic duties in a variety of professions of their choice. The ongoing pandemic has highlighted the selfless role our health workers performed in taking the nation and her citizens out of harm. Nation building is a collective effort. Supporting each other in every situation is in my opinion, the most patriotic duty of a citizen. By enriching another life less fortunate than yours, you are enriching yourself and the nation. From my personal experience, I can assure you that your years at Loyola School have equipped you with everything that you need to be a successful and patriotic citizen of the country and a global ambassador for India. The time spent at playfields and the theatre was as much useful to me as in the classroom to prepare me for the challenges I face in my life. I am eternally thankful to the school for having given me everything of what I am today. The school gave me wings, and the Navy helped me soar to heights that I only dreamt of when I was your age. The view from up here is great, and each one of you will get to see it someday. I hope some of you will choose to join the Navy and see through my eyes. The school celebrates Diamond Jubilee this year. Every alumnus of Loyola School has made his organization and the country proud of his achievements. The last 2 years have been tumultuous, to say the least. Some of you have apprehensions about the future. Many of your younger students are perhaps yet to meet their classmates. But with each challenge, we find new innovative avenues to lead happy and meaningful life, just like the way we have organized this event virtually today. So do not lose heart, for this time shall also pass, and a new bright beginning awaits all of you. I'll leave you with a small quote from a book I read years ago at the school library. It's from a book by Richard Bach titled Illusions. I quote, "You are never given a wish without also having been given the power to make it true." Unquote. Think about it sometime. On behalf of the Indian Navy and the alumni of the Loyola School, I wish each of you and the school the very best this Independence Day and in the years ahead. Jai Hind.
Your words to be courageous for reminding us of those who struggled for our independence and also to stay united. We will truly strive to be responsible citizens. Music is to the ears what reading is to the mind. I now invite the school choir to bless us with a melodious performance. Thank you, brothers, for that beautiful keyboard recital. Even though we celebrate only this particular day as Independence Day, the struggle it took to get to it was immense, and in the process, many brave lives were lost. Hence, it is our duty to take at least a few moments out of our day to remember them. So I now invite the boys of LKG to help us with this.
Respected father, teacher, parents, and all my dear friends. First of all, I wish you a very happy Independence Day. On 50 August 1947, our country became free from British rule. This is celebrated as Independence Day.
Independence Day is our national festival. On this day, the Prime Minister of India hoists the national flag at Red Fort. He then addresses the nation. National flag is unfolded in each and every state of India.
We are lucky to be born in the independent country. Our brave soldiers fight at the border to protect us. Friends, we got independence with sacrifice of many freedom fighters like Mahatma Gandhi, Pandit Nehru, Netaji, Azad. Let us be grateful to them for the freedom we are enjoying today. Now our friends will speak a few minutes about some freedom fighters who spread the Happy Independence Day. Mahatma Gandhi. Gandhiji is the father of our nation. He was born on 2nd October. He helped India to reach independence. He practiced non-violence. He said, "My life is my message." So, let's be the change that you wish to see in the world. Thank you. Bal Gangadhar Tilak. Bal Gangadhar Tilak was popularly known as Lokmanya Tilak. His famous slogan is "Swaraj is my birthright and I shall have it." He was the first leader of Indian national movement. Jai Hind! Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India, was known as Chachaji. He was a great leader of independence. Our children so much. His birthday, 14 November, is celebrated as Children's Day. Jai Hind. Shahid Singh, you may kill me, but not my ideas. This was said by Abraham Shahid Singh. He was a famous freedom fighter who fought for our mother India. He was executed by a British government. On his Independence Day, we proudly remember the great son of Mother India. Shahid Singh. Jai Hind. We are Indians, firstly and lastly. Educated is what makes a person fearless. Teaches him the lesson of unity. Makes him aware of his right. And inspire him struggle for this right. So, be educated, be organized, and be educated. Jai Hind! This is Mangal Pandey. He's a freedom fighter. He started Sipai Mutiny. His slogan was Mara Firgikyo. Subhash Chandra Bose. Neeraj Subhash Chandra Bose was born bravery inspired many to join the fight against the British rule in colonial India. Jai Hind! Chandrasekhar Azad. The judge asked the boy, "What is your name?" "Azad," said Chandrasekhar. "What is your father's name?" "Swatantra." "Is your house?" "Jail." This was the brave freedom fighter Chandrasekhar Azad, who laid down his life for our country. Jai Hind! I am part in the end. I am proud to be Indian. Proud to be an Indian. I am proud to be an Indian.
India is an independent country. At least that's what we say it is. But is this actually true? Is a country where people are chained to the evils prevailing in the society in its roots actually independent? The boys of class 5 are here with a true to life portrayal of the answer to this question.
Old MacDonald had a farm. E-I-E-I-O. On that farm he had some cows. Mama, Papa will be home today, right? Yes, dear, after a very long time. I'm sure he's going to be surprised on seeing you. And I think your Papa has come.
Hello, I missed you.
I missed you too. And look who has come to see you. Papa!
Hello, Aaron, you've grown up. Wow, Aaron, you've got lots of toys.
Papa, look at my toy bike.
Wow, you've got a toy bike.
It has 2 wheels.
And you learned to count?
Papa, why are more fought?
Yes, dear. Come and sit. None of the soldiers want to kill each other. All we want is peace. I am a soldier. I fight for my country. Though I am happy that we have emerged victorious in the war, I am quite disturbed with the happenings around us. Have we really succeeded in gaining independence? Let us all give it some deep thought.
I am so unfortunate that I don't get to study like other children. I don't even have proper clothes, a house, or a family to live with. When I should be going to the school and studying, here I am sitting off from everybody's house. I wish I had a chance to go to school and study like other children. This is not only me who is deprived of education. There are many others forced to labor out, seeking arms day and night in the streets, or made out to work in the factories. Isn't there anybody to speak for us? We also have the right to go to school and study like other children, but it has been snatched away from us. We are treated mercilessly and subjected to all kinds of tortures. We have nobody to raise voice against the injustice meted out to us.
could such disturbing incidents be happening around us? Vismaya and Archana are like my sisters. It is heartbreaking to hear of such deaths. I too have a sister in my family. What if such a terrible thing happens to my sister? It is high time we put an end to these deaths that are caused by doubt. Friends, girls are no less. Allow them to fly and achieve their own dreams just like us. Let us look at them as individuals with their own dreams. Let us be friends and big brothers to all the sisters out there. Let us support them by helping them to accomplish their dreams so that they can stand strong on their own feet. To all the elders, marriage should not be the ultimate aim or end of a girl's life. She should be given education so that she can explore herself and scale to new heights. Let us not treat a girl as a commodity or liability. She is the best asset a family can have, and a woman can do a lot of wonders for the nation's progress. So friends, let us say no to dowry. Every grain matters. Let us not waste food. Initially, I felt very much full and decided to throw away the food. But then a voice from somewhere stopped me, made me give this act a second thought. I realized that I was being selfish and ungrateful for what was provided to me. Let's all remember the hard work and labor put in by every single farmer. It's because of their toils that we are going unstarved. A farmer's life is full of struggles and sacrifices. There have been instances when even after working all day, farmers have faced huge financial losses due to unprecedented situations like harsh weather, damage caused by animals on the prowl, and lack of incentives from the government. A deaf ear is given to the different grievances of the community of farmers. This has led to the rise in the number of deaths among farmers, not being able to bear the huge financial losses, and for not being appreciated for their struggles. I speak out for those farmers that feed us by sweating out their blood. It's high time that farmers are given their privileges and treated with respect, with due sense of accord and regard.
Son, times have changed a lot. It is not like those yesteryears when all gathered together in churches with a sense of brotherhood and spiritualism in their hearts. Yes, Grandpa, why are such things happening? Why are churches being demolished? This is because man has no longer faith. He has lost all religious values. He is of the notion that man has gained supremacy over everything. This is one of the many reasons why such kind of atrocities are being directed towards church.
Let us all hold our hands and stand in unison to raise our voice against such atrocities towards religion. Thank you.
We keep saying that we have gained freedom. Then why are there so many bad and terrible things happening around us? Is this the true meaning of freedom, Uncle?
I'm really amazed by this deep thought of yours, dear. To answer your question, no, we have really not succeeded in gaining real freedom. My dear child, I assure you that in the years to come, things are going to change for the better. On this Independence Day, let us all hold fast to our values and hope and pray that we are able to provide for our children a better and peaceful world. On this occasion, let us reiterate the verses of Rabindranath Tagore.
Where the mind is without fear, where the head is held high, where knowledge is free.
Where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls. Where the words come out from the depth of truth, where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection.
Where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit.
Let's hope that we Indians break free from every bondage that prevents our freedom, so that Rabindranath Tagore's dream, where the mind of the Indian is without fear, does come true. I now welcome Manava to deliver a speech in our national language on the importance of independence and what all changes have occurred in India since that day.
आदरणीय विशिष्ट अतिथि प्रधानाध्यापक फादर पीटी जोसेफ एस जे, सीबीएसई प्रधानाध्यापक फादर रॉय एलेक्स एस जे, उप प्रधानाध्यापक मुर्जनों एवं मेरे प्रिय मित्रों, मैं आप सबको स्वतंत्रता दिवस की शुभकामनाएं देता हूं। आजादी कहने को सिर्फ एक शब्द है, लेकिन इसकी भव्यता को कोई भी शब्दों में नहीं बांध सकता। आजादी का अर्थ है विकास के पथ पर आगे बढ़कर देश और समाज को ऐसी दिशा देना जिससे हमारे देश की संस्कृति की खुशबू चारों ओर फैल सके। आज हम सभी एक स्वतंत्र भारत में जन्म लेने के अपने विशेष अधिकार को स्वीकार करने और अपने देश का 75वां स्वतंत्रता दिवस मनाने के लिए यहाँ हैं। हमें 1947 से पहले पैदा हुए लोगों से पूछना चाहिए कि औपनिवेशिक शासन के तहत गुलाम होने की क्या पीड़ा थी। उन दिनों इन शक्तिशाली अंग्रेजों को खिलाफ लड़ना वास्तव में एक कठिन कार्य था। उन कठिन समय और संघर्षों को हमारी यादों से मिटने नहीं देना चाहिए। इसलिए हर स्वतंत्रता दिवस पर हम न केवल अपनी स्वतंत्रता का जश्न मनाते हैं, बल्कि उन लोगों को भी श्रद्धांजलि देते हैं जिन्होंने इसके लिए लड़ाई लड़ी, जिन्होंने हमारे देश के लिए दूरदृष्टि रखी और जिन्होंने स्वतंत्रता के लिए खुद को बलिदान कर दिया। एक स्वतंत्र राष्ट्र होने का विचार हमारे कंधों पर एक बड़ी जिम्मेदारी रखता है। हमारे पास अपना भविष्य निर्धारित करने की संप्रभु शक्ति है। हमारे देश की खूबसूरत कहानी का महत्व यह है कि भारत ने अपने 10,000 सालों के इतिहास में कभी किसी देश पर आक्रमण नहीं किया। इस अवसर पर हमारे विचार सबसे पहले महात्मा गांधी की ओर मुड़ते हैं, जो हमारे स्वतंत्रता संग्राम के पीछे के महत्वपूर्ण व्यक्ति थे, और इस अवसर पर हमारे देश की स्वतंत्रता के लिए सर्वोच्च बलिदान देने वाले शहीदों को भी याद करते हैं, जिन्होंने हमारे मातृभूमि को औपनिवेशिक शासन से मुक्त कराया। स्वतंत्रता के 74 वर्षों में भारत ने कई उपलब्धियां हासिल की है। हमने एक आधुनिक अर्थव्यवस्था का निर्माण किया, भारत को एक लोकतांत्रिक देश बनाया, लाखों लोगों को गरीबी से बाहर निकाला, विज्ञान, चिकित्सा, परमाणु शक्ति आदि के क्षेत्र में आगे बढ़े हैं और एक मजबूत विदेश नीति विकसित किया। अंत में हम केवल यह नहीं कह सकते हैं कि 15 अगस्त केवल सिर्फ स्वतंत्रता के बारे में है, बल्कि यह दिन भावनाओं का ढेर है जो हमें गुलाम होने के दर्द की याद दिलाता है और हमारे पूर्वजों के बलिदान को परिभाषित करता है। यह हमें एक उदाहरण देता है कि कुछ युद्ध अहिंसा के साथ जीते जा सकता है और आज हमारे पास जो आजादी है उसके महत्व और सम्मान संजोए। इस देश के गौरवान्वित नागरिकों के रूप में यह हमारी जिम्मेदारी है कि हम अपने देश के विकास और विकास के लिए अपने कर्तव्य और प्रगति को एक साथ ईमानदारी से करें। अपने पूर्वजों के बलिदान को ध्यान में रखते हुए हमने अपनी मातृभूमि के लिए एक बेहतर भविष्य बनाने की शपथ लेनी चाहिए। जय हिंद।
Thank you, Manav, for telling us how we gained independence and also emphasizing its importance. India is an immensely diverse country. Each part of the country offers a different flavor of the same dish. One of the reasons why India is such a popular tourist spot. To show us the value and importance of this unity in diversity, I invite the boys of classes 1 and 2.
Life is like a recipe mixed with emotions. Spicy, sweet, bitter, salty and sour. Let's keep up the taste by adjusting the amount of flavor. Talking about food. Food has a direct relationship with the place, people, religion and culture. Indian cuisine is a melange of many different cuisines. Culinary diversity is definitely one of India's treasures. The dishes may vary from region to region and home to home, but it symbolizes love and love only. To name a few, let it be tandooris, parathas of the north, appam, masala doshas of the south, Kashmiri pulao, doklas of Gujarat, dum biryani of Hyderabad, vindaloo in Goa, bamboo shoot delicacies from Meghalaya, etc. Unity in culinary diversity, indeed. We, the students of classes 1 and 2, are all set with a presentation. To whip up this Independence Day, let's sprinkle patriotism into desi cooking. Let the Tiranga feast begin.
Pranam, this is patod and arsa. Patod is prepared with arbi leaves and gram flour. And arsa is a sweet traditional delicacy of Uttarakhand. Dhanyavad. Happy Independence Day.
எல்லோருக்கும் வணக்கம். எப்படி இருக்குது கல்? இந்த உணவின் பேர் இட்லி சாம்பார். எனது மாநிலத்தின் பேர் தமிழ்நாடு. We wish a happy Independence Day.
आप सभी को नमस्कार. आइए और हमारे उत्तर प्रदेश के व्यंजनों का आनंद लीजिए. उत्तर प्रदेश थाली कंप्रेसेस of potato curry, paneer curry, pumpkin curry, peach rice, puri, wheat pudding and a mango drink. Happy Independence Day. Assalamu alaikum. I represent the state of Kashmir. This is a delicious Kashmiri rice pulao which is made in Kashmiri households. It is made from aromatic rice, spices, ghee, onions, saffron and enriched with fresh and dry fruits. We wish you a happy Independence Day. Shukriya. Samagani, your name Aryan Se. This is Rajasthan's traditional dish dal bati with garlic chutney. The main Ingredients are wheat flour, mix of 5 dals and ghee. This dish is too yummy and healthy. Happy Independence Day. Thank you.
എല്ലാവർക്കും നമസ്കാരം. I represent Kerala. I am here with a dish, Kerala Palada Paisam. I wish you a happy Independence Day.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಇದು ಉತ್ತರ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಜೋಳದ ರೊಟ್ಟಿ ಊಟ. ಜವಾರ್ ರೊಟ್ಟಿ, stuffed brinjal, peanut chutney, curd rice and salad. ಇದು ತುಂಬಾ ರುಚಿ ಆದ ಊಟ. ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಡೇ. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. Sat Sri Akal. This is the most famous Punjabi dish, dal makhani. We have this with chapati or rotis. Everyone should have this. Happy Independence Day.
Thank you, little brothers, for giving us a sumptuous picture of the Indian cuisine. It is often believed that dance is the language of the soul. To demonstrate this, I invite Ashwin Nair of class 10. Pre-independent India was very different from modern India. It is difficult for the new generation to conceptualize these difficulties, especially since we are growing up in such a liberal environment. To help us understand this, I invite the students of class 10C.
Indian independence was the result of the culmination of lots of events. Time has intricately woven these stories together to form an epic tale, perhaps just like a game of chess where the moves decide the flow of the game. The English East India Company arrived in India as a harmless trading company. No one knew how much of an impact it would have on them. With due course of time, it strengthened its roots in India to maximize its exploitation here. The game started when the British acquired the Diwani of Bengal. This major leap enabled the company to establish itself and start venturing out. The British initiated wars with Mysore, Marathas, Sikhs, and the Afghans. The superior technology of their army enabled them to win over these territories after long battles. Now, most of India was under colonial rule. Soon after, when the wars with all the territories had come to an end, the soldiers in the company's army revolted against their strict and insensitive regimentation. This famous scuffle in 1857 came to be known as the Sepoy Mutiny. It was India's first struggle for independence. It became a historical moment as it triggered the British Parliament to pass the Government of India Act in 1858 that dissolved the East India Company and transferred the administrative powers to the British Crown. After 1876, many socio-political groups were formed, such as the Indian National Congress in 1885. British saw these groups as agents of nationalism and threats to colonialism.
Bengal was partitioned into Hindu and Muslim dominant regions. It is a classic example of the divide and conquer rule applied by the British in India. However, due to Indian pressure put up by the Swaraj movement, the partition had to be cancelled in 1911. It was also when the colonial capital was shifted from Calcutta to Delhi. World War I began in 1940. Indians helped the British in war with the hope that they would provide freedom afterwards. But even after the war, colonialism continued. Gandhiji came to India in 1915 from South Africa. He toured India for 2 years and observed the condition and mentality of the people of India. He started his first movement, the Champaran Satyagraha, which was the first civil disobedience movement. The British Parliament passed the Government of India Act, which altered the administrative system of the colonial government. They adopted harsh methods like the Rowlatt Act that enabled them to arrest anyone without a trial, caused a widespread agitation all over India, and the British government took harsh measures to suppress it. The Jallianwala Bagh massacre is an example of the British atrocities during this period. In 1920, Gandhiji started the non-cooperation movement. Eventually, he merged it with the Khilafat movement in an effort to try and unite the Hindus and Muslims, but it was suspended in 1922 due to the Chauri Chowda incident.
The British government set up a commission known as the Simon Commission to evaluate the political stand of India. But there was widespread agitation in India regarding the fact that there were no Indian representatives in the commission. In 1930, Gandhiji set out to break the Salt Law. He organized a peaceful civil disobedience movement known as the Salt March or Dandi March. Movements like this spread all over India. In 1936, the leaders of the INC contested in the provincial elections, but soon in 1939, they resigned in protest as the British had declared India to be at war with Germany without consulting any Indians. In 1942, Gandhiji organized the Quit India movement, but it was quickly crushed by the British. Nevertheless, the damage had been done. People of India rose in unison to his call. Peaceful protests broke out everywhere. Subsequently, Subhash Chandra Bose formed the Indian National Army in Burma. He played a major role in India's freedom struggle. After World War II, a new government was elected in Britain. The government was more liberal and keen on giving independence to India. So, it sent a cabinet mission in 1946 to transfer the powers from the British Crown to Indian leaders. But there was a difference of opinion regarding the partition of India. Finally, due to widespread violence, the Mountbatten Plan was proposed and Pakistan was born.
Checkmate.
At midnight, 15th August 1947, the British government transferred its powers to the leaders of the Indian National Congress, and India was officially an independent nation headed by its first Prime Minister, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru.
Thank you, friends, for the video presentation and for reminding us through your words of how hard-earned our independence has been. With that, we have reached the end of the agenda for today. I invite the General Captain, Advaitas, to propose the vote of thanks.
Gratitude can turn a meal into a feast. Honorable Chief Guest, Rear Admiral C.S. Baburaj, respected Principal Father P.T. Joseph S.J., Principal of the CBSE section Father Roy Alex S.J., teachers, members of the non-teaching staff, and my dear brothers. A very warm good morning to one and all. I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our Chief Guest for gracing us with his presence and for his words of inspiration. I am sure your words have already ignited the young minds at Loyola. Thank you, sir. Next, I would like to thank our principal, Father P.T. Joseph S.J., for encouraging and lending his wholehearted support in all our endeavors. Your leadership, dedication, and perseverance will take us a long way in the journey forward. Thank you, Father. I would be failing in my duty if I do not thank the efforts of our principal of the CBSE section, Father Roy Alex S.J., for being the catalyst in the smooth conduct of all our activities. Thank you, Father. With love and patience, our teachers, through their untiring efforts, have proffered their valuable suggestions and made a difference in our lives. I would like to thank our beloved teachers for encouraging us to create and think outside the box. Thank you, teachers. With a deep sense of appreciation, I thank the members of the non-teaching staff who have worked incessantly behind the scenes for the success of this program. Thank you, uncles and aunties. Last but not the least, I thank my younger brothers who have worked tirelessly behind the scenes and behind the screens to make this event a memorable one for all of us. And I thank all the Loyalites for their virtual presence throughout this assembly. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Magus.
Thank you, Advait. The magnitude of this independence is unimaginable and cannot be conveyed in mere words. It enables us to do what we want, to realize and fulfill our dreams and ambitions, and more importantly, enables us to be ourselves. Also, independence is not just celebrated on this particular day, but celebrated whenever we do what is right. With that, I conclude. Thank you and Jai Hind.